Listen, everybody, we started out a little different today. We had some beautiful music, and I'm going to introduce you to the talent and the one who choreographed this music and put this music together. Sir, tell us your name and tell me all about this beautiful music that you, traditional ancestor music that you created.
My name is Kazi Oliver, African drummer extraordinaire. I didn't claim that title for myself. It was given to me
In the motherland or here in America?
here in America.
Okay.
Although I did teach African drumming in Africa, 2008.
Okay.
It came from Africa to all over the world
Okay.
and back to Africa through me.
Tell me what got you starting to play the congos and the drums?
The
From a little boy?
The
Or?
African drum was introduced to me by Abiodun McCrae, God bless his soul, of Calabash Dance Theater, Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
Some 57 to 58 years ago.
Okay.
I was introduced to the African drum at an after-school program.
Okay.
And my mother worked at this place called the Learning Center, Trenton, New Jersey.
Okay.
And she told me about this program to go over there.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got there, it was a door, it was closed, but I heard those drums in there.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as that door opened up, the spirit of the African drum jumped in me.
Okay.
And it hasn't left since.
Wow. Wow. That is wonderful. So you've been playing really pretty much all your life.
Most of it.
Yeah. So
You know, throughout the peace and valley of the different places where I couldn't drum, or there's parts of my life where it wasn't there,
Okay.
to ultimately where it became my life
Okay.
for an existence. I was able to use the spirit of the African drum to make a living. To ultimately,
And something that you love and can make a
ultimately
living
have
by
a
it?
passion, to have a job what you love to do. It's
Mhm.
not work, it's a passion.
It's a passion. I understand. It's so profound too. So that piece, that particular piece, what do you title that piece, that particular piece you started out the segment with?
There's no title, it's just
Just
spirit. It's just from
spiritual
the spirit,
To
impromptu.
the
drumming, just
ancestors from your heart.
Playing from my heart to whoever heard every note. It was for our ancestors, us, and every race, generation, gender, everything in this whole world. Because this
Okay.
world is in a way in which there's no way out except for through the Creator.
Okay. Okay.
You know, and the best thing that we could do for ourselves and each other is harbor love and compassion in our hearts for each other.
So tell me, do you have any siblings? Did your brothers play too with you? Or?
Well, I come from a family of 8.
Oh, okay. A big, nice family.
I had 7 sisters and no brothers.
Okay.
I'm the knee baby. I'm the next to the youngest. I had my
Okay.
baby sister under me.
Okay.
God bless her. I guess when my father had me, he said, I'm going to try it again, get me another boy.
Okay.
When I was born, the plant that my father worked in, they shut down the presses
Okay.
because I was born. My father was trying to have a boy for so many years.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the kind of novelty that my father had at his job. They shut down the presses when I was born. I don't know how long.
Okay.
That's kind of novel,
Yeah.
a novelty right there.
Well, you know, what are you going to say? At least your father, he got one slug out of there. And a household full of women, so, you know, men usually feel comfortable with that. A lot of women around them, so you know.
Sometimes women can be problematic.
Yeah, yeah, they can be.
Yeah.
Yes, they can.
But just like James Brown said, you can't have a man without a woman.
Okay.
You know, the world couldn't be without the woman.
And I believe that's true, too, especially for the world to keep on going on. I believe that.
You need a man and a woman.
Yeah,
You gotta take
absolutely.
both of
We
them.
need them both, and they're both
Right.
precious entities, I mean, human beings of this beautiful relationship that we have with the universe. Tell me what was deep down incorporated in you to help, to make you feel like you needed to go out in this world and go to the mother country, motherland of Africa.
From the spirit of the culture,
Mm-hmm.
I have Cuban blood in me. My mother's father was from Cuba. That's probably where the naturalness came to me from. This was that Cuban energy
Wow.
and that Cuban blood.
Yeah, yeah, and
from Africa to
everything
Cuba
is
to
Afro. When
everywhere.
you talk
to-
about the
from
drums, it's
Africa
always
everywhere.
Afro, whatever. But the thing is, the natural beat we have,
Same,
and
we
being
all
under
got-
the sun people. But not now. I mean, everybody plays the drums and everywhere. because we have different influences in court music that we have. We have jazz, we have pop, we have rock and roll, we have soul, we have
Big band, we have
Yeah.
bluegrass, we got everything.
Yeah.
And you know what? I can play to any
All right.
type of music. Cell phone, ringtones, dogos, the Flintstones, Beverly Hillbillies, Green Acres.
Okay. Oh, that's good to know. That is
Freaking Bach,
good to know.
freaking Beethoven, Tchaikovsky, freaking all of them. I can play
Well, I-
anything. It's a gift God gave to you. I don't think that this many percussionists who play this drum can sit down and play to sit in with any ensemble and play with them and seem like I rehearse with them. I do it all the time. All I do is I ask them, can we play one song with you? You know, let me sit in for one piece. And they don't want me to leave. Whenever I go to open mics, I play all night.
Okay.
A lot of musicians go to open mic, they only get to play 2 times, you know? They get to play twice and that's it, 2 songs and that's it. They come the whole night only play 2 songs, then they gotta just listen. Me, I play most of the night. Unless they don't want percussion. That's the only time I don't play is if they don't
Yeah,
want
percussion is something that's really needed in most music, particularly recording artists, the people that record and that kind of thing, in more institutionalized type setting for the music. You know what I mean? It's really set up in a certain, like, 3 ways. You have the windpipe, you have the acoustic, the strings, but you always have percussion in everything that goes on.
Well,
You know what I mean?
except for bluegrass,
Yes.
they steer clear of it.
Okay.
I don't understand it.
All right.
Why they want to separate themselves from the energy of music?
From the actual rhythm culture.
You know, I'm not blowing my horn just like but a lot of times when I sit in with bands, right? Some of the people for the audience say, wow, you know, when you started playing with the band, it seemed to liven it up. It made it sound more better. I remember one
That
time
detail.
I sat in with this band. That lady came up to us. She said, how long you been playing with these guys? I said, I don't know, about maybe an hour or so.
Okay.
I don't know none of these gentlemen.
Okay.
She said, oh, wow.
All right.
How'd you do that?
All right.
I said, I listen. Listening. This takes listening. This takes focus. This takes
Absolutely focus, because you can't lose sight of the beat of the melody, and that plays inside your head. In your
I
ear.
am rhythm. I wake up and I go to sleep in rhythm.
Okay.
I brush my teeth in rhythm.
Okay.
We all live our lives in rhythm, whether
Right.
we realize
Absolutely.
it. We walk in rhythm. We talk.
Right.
We eat in rhythm.
Yes.
We
Absolutely.
sleep in rhythm. you
Yeah.
know?
Absolutely. The
Except for
rhythm
some
of
of
a
us who stop
heartbeat.
breathing with that sleep apnea. They stop breathing. That's a very scary thing, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, people that don't eat right and don't exercise and don't do that type of thing. Whatever you don't use, we know as a matter of course, if you don't use it, you could lose it. As we get older, if you lose these things, which it is the process for these things to
You just
start.
start to
You know what I mean?
Like my memory.
Yeah.
My memory is really bad right now.
Really?
Exaggerated.
Because when you play your
Because,
music-
you know, it's because I haven't been teaching and performing for an extended amount of time.
I see.
Way before the pandemic.
Okay, so you've
So
been shut down for about 2 years.
It's a big no.
Okay,
Multiple years, over 18 years since I stopped teaching and performing on a regular basis. The pandemic and everything about this pandemic is a walk in the park.
I see.
It's a walk in the park. I don't think there's many people, anyone that can really say or indicate the pandemic as being a walk in the park.
I
you
see.
know?
That's really interesting.
Yeah, we'll talk about that the next
Yeah,
time we can isolate that to the things that I experienced that was really God awful.
Yeah, well, that is deep. Let me ask you, do you have any kids? Did you pass this on to your son?
I'm a son and a daughter.
Okay.
They're both adults. I have 2 grandchildren. I have a grandson from both of them. And my son was creative. That's like his dad. He named his son Cavante.
Cavante.
My
Okay.
son's name is Taylor. My
Okay.
government name is Kevin. That was my government name.
Okay.
I changed my name to Kazi Kevin Oliver. I didn't abandon the name of Kevin because my parents gave it to me for respect for them.
Okay.
You know?
And are your parents still on the planet right now?
Both of them are deceased. My father transitioned at age 49.
Oh, I see. Very young.
So I was 14 years old, so it's a lot I didn't get from him.
Right.
So a lot of information that I acquired as to being a man.
From your uncle?
No, I didn't have many good role models for myself.
Your father didn't have no brothers?
He had brothers, but they were some role models because they was living their lives. And we couldn't just cater to me because we wasn't in the same environment.
They weren't in Trenton.
So they was there, but they had their own lives.
Right. No, I
They stopped a
understand.
lot to take care of me and guide me.
Right. No, I understand.
There wasn't a responsibility that any of them took, except for one of my uncles, but it wasn't so great.
Okay. But did any of them share in your love for music?
Just one of my uncles, when he discovered that I was really good at those drums, he tried to get me in school at Juilliard, but my mother couldn't afford the tuition. So after high school, I joined the Marine Corps to get a Marine Corps band.
Okay.
But they lied to me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get in the Marine Corps band.
But
to
you were
get
in
my
the Marines.
education. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, no.
I am a United States Marine. Ooh-ah.
Okay. Okay. And how did you find that? That was a chance to play music too? Or
No.
was it? It wasn't.
No.
It was just more of
No.
the mechanical
No.
type setting.
They lied to me. All
I
it
know.
was an occupation that I took for 3 years and I got right out.
Mm-hmm.
It made me a very belligerent, angry young man.
I
At age
see.
17, I joined the Marine Corps right out of high school. I did 3 years and got out. I worked as a correction officer in a maximum security prison for 6 years.
Well, you have experience too. Okay.
Oh, I had a host of occupations.
Okay. But in all of these things, you never let your drumming go.
Oh, yeah, it was in peaks and valleys of my life, know,
Okay.
how when I did it,
Okay.
But it wasn't until
But
I
I see
came.
you keep
it wasn't,
all your drums
listen,
in perfect condition. You
no,
don't
it's
let
very
nobody
difficult.
mess them up.
I wasn't until I came to New York to where I took this on as a profession.
All right, I got you.
You know, when I left my hometown, Trenton, I came to New York.
Okay.
I went to the VA hospital
Okay.
for some treatment. And when I got out of treatment,
Okay.
I stayed up here. They said, don't go back to Trenton.
Okay.
So I didn't go back to Trenton. I stayed here. And I lived in a shelter for about a month or so.
After being in the service and everything?
Yeah, they don't care about
Yeah,
you.
well,
The
that's
men-
true. I
the
mean, I should
government
know
do
that.
not really care about veterans.
That
Yeah,
shows
and I
you what
said it.
America stands
The
for
United
sometimes.
States government doesn't really care about veterans, and they should do more for veterans in this country.
Well, we know. Okay.
Then I went to school for cosmetology. I was a licensed cosmetologist for 6 years.
Okay. And that's good bread right there.
Yeah, I was a
particularly.
color and highlight specialist. I was an expert at color and highlights for Caucasian hair.
Okay. Yeah.
African drumming, Marine.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you.
Keep your head straight, I
Yeah,
said.
you have a lot of. Yeah, your story so far has been very interesting, and that's good.
I worked in a juvenile detention facility too, in the midst of before the salon.
Okay.
Before the salon here, Lincoln Hall in Westchester County.
Okay. And in that path where you were actually helping people that, had a rough time, did you get to tell any of those youth about playing these drums?
Right now, it's like really ironic because when I went across the street, I saw that center across the street development. I asked them, what do they do? The building to me. I said, what do you guys do? Because I want to give to these young people some inspiration and hope.
And that's very
And
nice.
this literally saved my life. This part of my experience at the after school program that I was introduced to this from God and our ancestors to guide me through, to allow me to be creative enough to bring these instruments into an education system and utilize them in curriculum. I incorporate these drums in curriculum in the education system of Westchester County. I taught or performed in almost every elementary, middle, and high school in Westchester County.
Which
Then
is
I went to
great.
Putnam County. Then I went to Dutchess County. Then I went to Ulster County. Then I crossed the river to Rocker County.
My sister lives up that way.
I performed at Brooklyn Academy Music, Museum of Modern Art, Lincoln Center, the World Trade Center, Barbara Walters The View, the Apollo, Village Vanguard, Knitting Factory, Central Park, Clearwater Festival, IBM, Kraft Foods.
So you have a name for yourself, and that's wonderful. Duly looked upon, duly appreciated.
There are thousands of
respected.
people who know my name.
I believe so.
There are thousands of people who have experienced Kazi Oliver, African drummer extraordinaire.
Well, let me ask you, what do you see in the near future? Are you going to put together some of your personal works?
Actually,
Okay.
my inspiration is to be a therapist.
Okay.
It's not really strong,
Okay.
but it's in my mind and my spirit to use my drums as a form of therapy and
really
get paid for it too. But, right now, I'm signing up for a music theory program because I never got to read music. I have to have all the accolades,
Okay.
but no musical history.
Okay.
If I'd had the music theory, I would not be sitting here with you right now.
But go online and get all of those things now.
Got me?
You don't have no clue.
Me and electronics are allergic to each other,
I
Any
see.
of my friends who are watching this now can attest that Kazi Oliver and electronics are equally allergic to each other.
Oh, you can go to the library now. They have such.
That my allergy supersedes it.
Okay.
Any type of instruction.
Okay.
I'm serious, it's like an allergy. I just say that,
Okay,
just so
no, I
somebody can really
understand.
have a sense of understanding what I'm saying.
No, I understand exactly what you're saying. In other words, I won't say that you fear it, but you don't do it. Because you know anything that we do, practice will make perfect. So something like that, then again too, you can always get somebody to do that part for you. That's what you've been doing.
Unless something happened to them. And it's have God sent me guardian angels over the years, man. He would send guardian angels to me, and these people would be helping me and not really understanding why they're helping me. I remember one of my students, her name was Sandra. Hey, Sandra, I'm talking about you now, baby. She was helping me, and one day she was in my apartment in Yonkers, and I said, hey, Sandra, you're my bestest friend in the whole world for right now. She said, what do you mean for right now? I said, because God sent you to me, and in time, you're going to move on in your life.
Okay. And
She
okay.
moved on.
And did you get to teach her anything about the drums? All right.
And all my students remember me. He's talking about one of his friends. Ricky is speaking to me about one of his friends. After that, I know him. I'm almost sure he probably took drumming with me.
Okay.
And he's speaking about Walter Panis or one of them schools over there in Westchester.
And tell me, with the kids, are you very strict? No fooling around? Be on time, let's get it done?
Well, I'm a disciplinarian. I'm really strict when it comes to really what I teach because
Right.
I want you to really learn.
Yeah.
And with me being strict, if not strict but firm, they always remember. They always remember.
So when you
And
ask
so
them
many,
to play
so
a
many
melody,
people say, you don't remember me? I said, no. I said, I took drumming with you. I took your class. I never knew. The young man who's my social media guy, he remembered me. I didn't know him.
okay.
There are thousands of people. People say hi to me every day. I'm walking down, say, hey, Kazi, how you doing? I mean, yeah, I don't know. Who's that? I don't know.
Well, I know we're supposed to be going to Ghana at some point soon. And do you, in turn, are you looking forward to getting to Ghana? Do you have something established?
Well, no, the people, so many people talk, but they don't walk the walk,
I see what you're saying.
I do what I say I'm going to do. If I make a gesture to somebody, and I'm speaking from my heart, like right now.
Yeah.
I'm speaking from my heart. Anybody who make a commitment to anybody, verbally or any kind of way, follow it through.
Exactly.
Because when you do something like that, when you walk to your name become mud.
Absolutely. Because your word is bond. Absolutely.
And if somebody bring your name up in conversation, I don't bite my tongue.
No, absolutely.
Anybody who's jacked up person and their name come up in the conversation, I let that person know that person is not what you think they are.
Exactly.
And we should all be that way.
Absolutely.
We should not cover up any parties or any SS that's not good just for namesake or just for
Absolutely.
out of respect.
Well, we just
respect
met
is
and we said
respect.
we're going to get in the studio, and we in the studio
We
and
here.
we doing it.
Hop out.
And so we're talking about, the
See,
rhythm.
again, like in
the
my story has got a lot to it.
Yeah.
I didn't dive into the muck of it. All those accolades that I said to you, all that stuff I told you was after substance abuse.
Okay.
I was a crack addict for 10 years, 7 years, 3 years fee-based, 7 years crack.
Wow, and you got
And
that
I
while
had
you
29 years of sobriety.
Yeah. So when did that hard life come? When you was in the service?
No, I was working at the prison.
Really?
I
Wow.
was introduced to free-based cocaine by a beautiful young lady
Wow.
in the Bahamas. I was
Wow.
24 years old, making $70,000 a year without overtime at 1984. That's big bucks. At that
Yeah,
time.
for that time. Yeah, absolutely. Wow, that is terrible.
And like speaking about those occupations I had, I worked at an air conditioning assembly plant. I worked at Marriott. I worked at a bank as a mailroom. I was an armored car driver. I worked at a steel mill.
That's lucky that you got into the armored car business because they normally check your background.
They check my background, yeah.
Yeah, because they
They
normally.
check your background.
Okay, so listen, I see
I had to
that.
throw that in there just so people
Okay,
know.
because you know sometimes we learn from a hard way, and we pick somehow we get put in the correct path, and these things that we did as youngsters or younger adults is meaningless, but we come back to our true self. So you had a strong faith that got you back on your feet to your true self, to bring yourself back.
And now it's just like for all of us right now, this is an opportunity. This is for everyone who is listening to this program.
Mm-hmm.
For this pandemic and everything about it, God has given you an opportunity to find out who you are. Take advantage of this opportunity and clean up anything about your character that you don't like.
Okay.
And I guarantee you, you'll feel much better inside.
Okay.
Follow my lead and tell people that you love them everywhere you go.
All right.
I love you.
I love you. And that's what we're going to end that segment with this beautiful spiritual gentleman that who's Kevin, who also has his own name.
Kazi Oliver.
Kazi Oliver, who came to this decision that he's this new person, and he is a wonderful person that loves music and
People.
travel and giving us half of his story. Thank you so much. We love you.
B.E.A.T.